So American culture is basically a rubber band ball of chaos and confusion. And you've got the truth issue. Let's start there. Truth is being superseded, pushed to the side for emotion. You've got people canceling whatever they don't like, whoever they don't like. You've got secularism. You've got moral relativism. These are the flavors of the week. But some of the most troubling things are actually happening inside the church, right? That's all cultural. Let's talk about what's going on inside the church. I would say there's actually one singular move, one issue among the faithful that I find absolutely terrifying, and it's this shift toward apathy when it comes to the morals, values, and character of our politicians. Now, for years, Christians in America felt that politicians should have solid moral character in their personal lives, and I think most still do, but something changed a few years ago. There was a 2011 survey from PRRI that found that 30% of evangelicals, white evangelicals, believed that elected officials who had committed immoral acts in their personal lives could still be ethically able to fulfill their duties in their personal or public lives. So that's just 30%. But somehow by 2016, that number had jumped to 72%. Suddenly, it was as though the majority of white evangelicals no longer had any concern over unscrupulous or immoral behavior and how that behavior would maybe leak in or seep into a person's public life. Now, the more recent data that we've seen has shown that also Republicans have fallen into this camp, saying that they agree that those who behave immorally in their personal lives are still potentially going to be effective in their public and personal lives. Now, what I find so remarkable about this is that Republicans and white evangelicals are actually significantly more likely than Americans overall and more likely than Democrats to take this position. Now, I look at this and I say, well, what happened to morals and values mattering? What happened to the truth driving our decisions? I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Everyone deserves redemption. I know that and I believe that. But how did the people who so deeply and appropriately concern themselves with everything from Bill Clinton's indiscretions to the behavior of Hollywood elite suddenly abandon that call to be better and to do better? I mean, maybe it has to do with culture impacting us, wearing down our values. Maybe we've allowed the moral ambiguity to leave us suddenly acting as though behaviors in our personal lives have no bearing on how we would govern, how we would behave publicly. But here's the thing, I don't care how it happened. At the end of the day, this threatens to harm our witness as Christians. And if you're a Republican, it basically erodes any moral high ground that you could have ever claimed, because character matters. And listen, my proclamations here have nothing to do with Donald Trump or who somebody voted for. This is based on statistics. It's based on a question, right? It's based on a very low baseline of simply saying that a person's personal behavior and public morality should align. I mean, it's crazy to me to see such a shift among some Christians and Republicans. And I look at this and I say, we've got to get back to being salt and light, because whatever we've decided to become is not sufficient. I mean, how can we have God-fearing leaders come in, redirect our clueless course if we've abandoned even the most basic standards that we would hold them to? We've got to be better. We've got to call our politicians to be better, and we've got to look and get our own house in order. There's a lot going on in culture that needs to be fixed, but we have a lot here in the church that we got to fix as well.